Hi guys, and welcome back to Pass and Move. And for today's episode, we are back in the Dortmund series with a game versus Hoffenheim at home. Now, of course, the reason why we're showing you the Hoffenheim game instead of the game that we mentioned before is just because of the importance of it. So, last game of the season, we left ourselves in a very poor position in truth, and it all comes down to our recent form that we've been going through. So, the risk is that we'll miss out on Champions League football. We're currently in 6th with 53 points. RBL and Hanover are above us, and they are the only really two teams that we can overtake. Leverkusen have pretty much secured themselves Champions League football. I think it's just more of a case of whether it's automatic or the 4th place one. But yeah, I mean, it's just obviously a very disappointing way to end the season if we don't qualify for Champions League. Even if we do win this game, we have to hope that RBL and Hanover drop points. Just obviously because of how well we were performing towards the end, and then suddenly our form started to drop off again in a very crucial period in the first division, and it's come back to haunt us really. We sorted out our tactics and start the season in amazing form, and then we start to drop off, and then I changed the tactics and it started to keep going really well for a while there as well, and then it started to drop off again. So we switched things up. I'll talk more about that in just a second, but yeah, in terms of how, which teams are playing who, let's have a quick, how do I do that again? Forgot completely. Let's go here. Alright, so we play Hoffenheim. Bayern, of course, playing Freiburg. All these other teams don't really matter. The truth is we just have to look out for the RBL and Hanover games, and actually they're playing each other. So the ideal result is that they both draw. If they both draw and we win, we will go through into the Champions League spots, but the likelihood is if RBL wins, for example, they'll be on 57 points. Even if we win, we're not safe. If Hanover wins, RBL stays on 54, Hanover will be on 56, and we'll be on 56 as well, and then that'll be kind of pointless. So we have to hope beyond hope that Hanover and RBL will draw. It's the only likely scenario, and obviously we have to win our own game as well, but we're really seriously relying on other results, and that's not what I like to do. But if we sneak into the Champions League football, I'll consider that a success. And we can assume that if obviously we lose, then that's the end of the Dortmund series, that we can consider that we failed. The board have given me an extended contract, so I would expect them to not fire me just yet. They've given me about 3 years extension. But yeah, I mean, the whole point was to try and overtake Bayern. If we're taking a step backwards, then there's no point. We can start a new series and move on quite quickly. So yeah, we can just get into the game. But in terms of, we'll just quickly cover what happened since the last episode. We showed you the game against, we showed you Chelsea, and then we showed you Cologne. So after that was just 3 disappointing results. Freiburg 0-0, we're at home, we should be beating them. We talked about how these teams, we should have it wrapped up by the time we reach Bremen. We actually wanted to show you the Bremen game. But yeah, 0-0 against Freiburg. Stuttgart was a 4-3 crazy game loss, and really they kind of had it covered from the start, I suppose. Pavard scored for them initially. Götze and Yarmolenko managed to overturn the result for us, and I thought that would help us go on and win the way we came back. But quickly Daniel equalised for his team in the 22nd minute, and they went into half-time in a 2-2 result. Asano and Mane, though, punished us quite quickly after half-time, and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang tried to give us some hope there with a single point, but we couldn't even get that. Against Augsburg, arguably even the worst result. We're at home, and we still lost to the relegation candidates, and you could even say these 3 results are what costed us the most. And since about the Bayern game, our form has seriously dropped off, and we've just really struggled, particularly in the first division. Yeah, I mean, this little late run of form is what's caused us some serious damage. So we're just gonna have to deal with it, hope that we win, and hope that the RBL and who was it? Hanover teams draw their game. Bremen, though, we decided not to actually show you this game because I thought it could all really come down to the last game of the season, and it seems like it actually has turned out that way. So I decided to actually just show you Hoffenheim once more. 4-3 this one, though, even crazier than the other possibly. Boake Richmond, let's just call him Richmond, scored in the 3rd minute. A minute right after Emerick Aubameyang scored in the 2nd minute. So it was really off from the start very early on about which team will outscore the other. Junozovic gave them momentarily hope, and I thought they would end the game as winners at that point. But thankfully for us, Götze scored in the 34th, Maximilian Phillips scored in the 39th, and Emerick Aubameyang scored in the 41st to give us a nice little comfortable lead, a 4-2 lead at half-time, but Richmond completed his brace in the 66th minute to make things really uncomfortable for us for quite some time there. Bremen really performing quite well towards the end of the game. So in terms of tactics and what I switched up, we've gone back to the 4-2-3-1. I figured if we're playing 4-3-3 and still conceding a ridiculous amount of goals and not really scoring too many, we might as well go into attacking. It suits our formation a bit, our team, a bit more, we've made some tactical tweaks as well. So we still stayed on control. The only real change is the team shape in terms of going from structure to fluid. I've also made some small, obviously, role changes since we've changed into 4-2-3-1. Still playing the same back line and the inside forwards. Obviously, we've gone with the advanced playmaker and attack in the attacking midfield position. Aubameyang as always as a poacher, and really it's just the base of the central midfield that's changed. So Guerrero is playing as a central midfielder on support, and Götze as a deep line playmaker on support. I'd love to have him on a deep line playmaker on defend duty, but obviously his positioning's not as great, because that's not his necessarily most natural role, I suppose. But yeah, I feel like this isn't necessarily the best team at the moment, but they are the best in terms of form at the moment again. And we will have to obviously really pull something out of the bag here to get a top result and hope beyond anything that RBL and Hanover draw their game for us to get Champions League football and hopefully continue rebuilding this squad. I really think moving forward though we will continue with the 4-2-3-1 formation next season as well. Brings out the best out of the current squad. I do like how when you play a 4-3-3 it sort of covers every little area of the pitch, so that's a bit, it seems to make a bit more sense, so you don't have any real weaknesses, so to speak. But this is kind of what you have to try and this is what gives us the most balance, I suppose, in midfield. I thought a deep line playmaker on defend duty would give us that, but apparently not. As a halfback, there's other couple of roles like defensive midfield on defend, but halfback is the only one that Weigl can actually play in defensive midfield. But yeah, this is an option as well during the game if we need to, but I want to try and stick to the 4-2-3-1, see if we can continue our good form. Well, not good form, just to get back-to-back wins. But I think eventually moving to 4-3-3 will be good. The makeup of the midfield, we might change it a little bit to suit our tactic a bit more. It doesn't suit direct passing so much so, but I think we can make it work a little bit more than the 4-2-3-1, I suppose. But we'll see. That's something for next season. Let's focus on the game today, and I think we can kick off. But yeah, we'll talk more about who we selected. I'm sure you noticed a couple of players. But really, it was always the same. It always comes down to form, fitness, or injuries, of course, which comes down to fitness, I suppose. But anyways, in terms of us, Aubameyang, top goal scorer, Yarmolenko, top assist. So hopefully these two can seriously rescue our season. Maximilian Phillips instead of Royce, who's still not in good form. I think he'll have to do, it will probably come around next season. Guerrero in central midfield. Oh man, I forgot it was 4-3. You have to switch to 4-3-1 again. But anyways, Guerrero and Götze in central midfield. We already talked about that duo. Götze is a better central midfielder than Kagawa, who we want to play in attacking midfield. Dahoud though overtakes him temporarily because of his good form. Gulam playing in left back. Papastopoulos, Barta and Vidal gives us a first choice defence. So hopefully we don't concede too many and really in goal. In terms of their formation, it's an interesting one, 5-2-1-2 with wing backs apparently. Three-man backline would be tough. It definitely needs an attacking midfielder instead of a defensive one. But yeah, hopefully we can expose these flanks here. Paslak has been an incredible player for them this season. Zubair is apparently the one with the most assists, which is incredible, 14 assists for a wing back. Kramaric is their top goal scorer, 23 goals, really good job as well. But of course, playing against a trio in this sense, against our two centre-backs, we're not going to be playing a defensive midfield. We might be exposed a bit, but I feel like playing an attacking midfielder, we can expose this space here, and really we don't have a choice other than to try and outscore our opponent if we're going to keep conceding. So we just want to quickly change our tactics first, actually, before the team talk. We'll go back to 4-2-3-1. We'll tell Götze, who's supposed to be sitting a little bit more, to mark a specific position, which is attacking midfield, to try and deal with Nabri there. I think that's it. Okay, just want to double check. Let's do a quick team talk. So I don't think we're favourites. Hoffenheim are the ones who are in second position. They've done really well to actually put themselves there. But yeah, I don't think we're necessarily favourites. I don't think we're underdogs either. I think we can go for the revenge team talk instead. They beat us earlier in the season. I think they did it on camera as well. A 2-0 result, I believe. And hopefully we can get revenge in our own stadium. And I hope to see the players putting an inspired performance, really. Nice little friendly handshake, but this is not a friendly by any means. Let's just quickly put replays on. Let's start. Aubameyang kicks us off. Dahoud to Golan. Philip did quite well actually in the last game. I think, like I mentioned, he did get a goal for himself, which is good to see, especially with Royce underperforming. We've also seen a good upturn in form in terms of our wingers. I think they've finally started to settle a little bit in recent games. Yarmolenko and Philip being the first choice at the moment. But anyways, Götze finds Dahoud, and Dahoud couldn't find Aubameyang, but I think we can pressure them still. Aubameyang does well to win it. Yarmolenko, what can you do here? Aubameyang through. Is he going to deliver a ball into the box? No choice but to do it. Dahoud's there to finish off the chance, and that's exactly why he gets the nod ahead of Kagawa. And that is the perfect time to score. 10 minutes. We'll move up to 4th position. I just want to quickly pause this. And how can we show? Is it notification settings? No. Where's it gone? They've changed it. I keep forgetting where they put it. Is it this? Yeah. Okay, so let's do league table. And this is going to be incredibly important. So RBL and Hanover so far drawing by the looks of it. And we need that to continue. We don't want either one of them to do anything in truth. Alright, I think that's good. Hopefully that doesn't block anything off. But yeah, so far it looks like Freiburg, Augsburg and BMG, who have had just 13 points. That's very poor from them. They were expected to end in the Champions League spots, I think. But anyways, point is we're doing our job. RBL and Hanover are doing theirs. And at the moment, we're going through. What a ball from Aubameyang though. Goes up wide and he still delivers a decent cross, and Dahoud's there. He's acting more like a poacher than Aubameyang was. And that helps us get into the lead. 3 shots, 2 on target. So far, outperforming Hoffenheim. Having said that, set piece. And of course they score. Poor defending has been our theme of the season in truth, and that's kind of why I just went forward to 4-2-3-1. If we're going to keep conceding, we might as well do it in a more attacking sense. Plus we have to kind of just go for this game. We don't really have a choice. Kramaric allowed to head the ball onto his teammate, and no one really marking his teammate either, and that's just poor defending by everyone in the box really. Either way, we will have to do better. There is no choice. There's no option for failure. Guerrero with the delivery. Really good into Philip, and it sort of comes back to him. He does well to win it, and Aubameyang's free, but that's definitely offside. He scores it at least, which is good to see. But yeah, as you can see, linesman's calling it offside, and obviously you could tell that early on. It's very easy to see that. Alright, Barter, ball playing defender. Aubameyang's quite free. Can take his man on. Finds Philip, well, just about. And he can go back to Guerrero, central midfield on support. Through for Aubameyang, and it's a penalty. I thought he would take it on and finish, but he was taken out himself. And a penalty is a great thing to win, but until we score it, it means nothing. The referee doesn't even give a yellow card to anyone here, so it's a bit unusual. Yarmolenko scored all his penalties so far this season. Can he do it again in the most crucial of moments? We want to head into half-time with a lead. Come on, Yarmolenko. Oh my god. And what a time to miss. That is commentator's curse all the way. Socrates cleans up though, and Yarmolenko has a lot to be ashamed of in truth. 6.3 rating dropped immediately after that penalty, and Hoffenheim are slowly working into a game in a manner that I don't like. Conceding a poor defensive error, I suppose. Okay, so apparently we struggle for possession in the opposition's half, which is a bit unusual considering our attacking midfield position. But anyways, half time, 1-1. And I think, let's go with the fans, team talk. Can't ask for revenge again, can't tell them off because we aren't necessarily favourites. Huge pressure on these players at the moment. And apparently, I thought I selected end team talk, but I didn't, and that apparently really turns players off, I suppose. RBL and Hanover are still drawing, by the way, so it's really down to us. I'm going to go into attack and hope that rewards us. I have no option but to take gambles at this point. The good news is that Gnabry's injured and substituted for Hoffenheim, so one of their key players was off the pitch, but that should not rule us as winners quite easily. And I think, really, substitutes are going to save this game and come up to a time where we can make some. Yarmolenko, you're off for Pulisic. Pulisic, go into the winger role. And let's see if we can stretch the field a bit and reap the benefits of that. Alright, immediate highlight after the Pulisic. I think we're a bit too zoomed in. Dahoud couldn't find Aubameyang, and they can clear the ball to Uth here, who's, I think last time we played them, he really punched us. Barter does well to win it though, really high up the field as well. We need him back in his position. Guts it to Dahoud, and Dahoud can find Aubameyang free through on goal. Can he finish? No, he cannot. The third clear-cut chance, and we're going to be punished for our inability to convert at this rate. Corner though still, so still an opportunity to get into the lead. Guerrero, can he deliver well? Puts into the decent area, but no one's really there, and Philip is going to have to pick up the pieces here. Gutsa, deep line playmaker. Socrates, play the easy ball. Aubameyang, Guerrero, so he can take his man on. No, he plays it safely to Gutsa, and that's through to Dahoud. Oh, he couldn't really make the run enough. Smart movement, smart ball. I guess not enough pace, but also the goalkeeper was quick to come out there. At the moment, we are not getting Champions League football. Dahoud, a bit injured, so we'll bring on Kagawa, which we need anyways. There's a couple of underperformers, I suppose. Guts are not having the best of games, so bring on Castro. And I think that's really the only other substitution you can make. Otherwise, it's Aubameyang off for Gonzalez. But we have to trust Aubameyang will get a goal at this point, to be honest. 2 substitutions, can they make the difference? Ballman. They like to keep the ball at the back, to be fair, but we do need to punish them and take advantage of the wings. I feel like we're not necessarily doing that too much. But either way, we can try and win it back here and punish them on the break. Barter tries to set it off, but the ball was on for Aubameyang, but couldn't just get the right pass to it, I suppose. He does well to win the header. Kagawa tries to drop deep. It's eventually cleared to Aubameyang once more. And instead, it looked like he was tackled by a yellow-carded player, but apparently the referee didn't think it was a foul. Castro can find Kagawa, and what can Kagawa do? Off the bench, Aubameyang, please finish. Please finish. That's the 4th clear-cut chance of the game, and if we don't win today, that is because of our inability to finish. Hoffenheim. Aubameyang clears, but it's a penalty. Looks like he's handballed. He was kind of falling back there when he was trying to head him. His hand just went up. And this can't get any worse for Aubameyang. Honestly, I thought that was a bit unfair. It looked like he's kind of pushed, but if he just jumped funny, then that's just a yellow card, isn't it? It just seemed like he was pushed. What can he really do here? And he can save it. He's been incredibly well at saving penalties. Golan puts him right under pressure again by handing the ball, but Kagawa can set off Philip here. And we can hit them on the counter from a penalty. Pasak, though, was quick enough. And we head into the last few moments of the game, and they've got a set piece. They punished us from the last one. Socrates, Guerrero, can he close down Zubair enough? Gulam, Guerrero, get it out now. Oh, it's awarded a free kick. For a second, the game kind of stopped and I thought it was going to be a penalty. There's last 10 minutes now, and I have an option, I have a choice. Do I go into overload and risk going further behind? Or do I let things go because we are performing well? I don't feel like there's a need to push up just yet. I mean, yes, there's 10 minutes left, but we're doing well, so maybe just give it about a couple more minutes. Yeah, alright, now it's getting too close. Overload. Going to be very open at this point, to be honest, but no choices. We have to win our game. Imagine RBL and Hanover draw and we don't even win ours. That's as bad as it gets, to be honest. I think we're going to exploit the flanks too. Let's go short on side. Let's just go crazy with instructions. And at this rate, it looks likely. Okay, there's an immediate highlight. Please be in our favour. Vidal, Castro, Pulisic. Decent delivery, no one there though. And Guerrero can pick up the pieces from outside the box. Finds Philip eventually, he's not offside apparently. And he just has to deliver a good ball to 3 players. Goes to no one, Castro's free, he plays it to Kagawa and that's scored. And I don't think Kagawa's offside. And that sends us back into 5th. RBL are winning their game. And as good as a position this goal puts us in, it doesn't change too much in terms of us still missing Champions League football. Alright boys, RBL need to concede. We need a draw. Unless they're 2 up, then there's no point. Castro was really calm there to still find Kagawa instead of taking a shot on himself. And Kagawa was actually he does well to respond to that ball and actually finish off the chance. But yeah, we did talk about substitutes making the difference, and Kagawa has come on and made the difference. Both our attacking midfielders scoring in the game might just end in our favour. The question is, does the league end in our favour? RBL still winning their game. Leverkusen look like they're going to end the season in 2nd if we win our game, which is fair enough. I feel like they deserve it after how they've been performing. Really good through ball into Aubameyang, who's not offside and can extend our lead. But he does not. 5th clear-cut chance of the game, I think, unless there was a 5th one that came earlier. Either way, it looks like we will win our game, but we will be punished for our inconsistencies this season. And this could be the last game of our season, or of our series. I think RBL's game would have already been over at this point. We had an extra 5 minutes added on, which is, well, as long as they get, really. And Hanover did not do us any favours by losing that match. 5th place, Europa League football, and the players are unfortunate, having done their job against the tough Hoffenheim side as well. No one gave us a chance, like it says. But I really doubt that after this game saves, we will see ourselves in the Champions League spots. Alright. Time to find out our future. Well, there you go. Dortmund are in 5th place, Europa League football, after a very disappointing season. I think we could have easily ended in 2nd, if not challenged Bayern for the title. They had an unbeaten season for the first half of the season, and then they managed to lose 6 games out of nowhere, and against teams you would not expect it either. And so, sorry about that. And so we really could have caught up with Bayern and even overtaken them in truth. But ultimately our inconsistencies cost us. And RBL, if Hanover just scored 1 more goal, they would have been alright. And RBL have sneaked into Champions League spots themselves. And you have to say deservedly so. Well, there you go. We've got a decent amount of money, qualify for the Europa League. We can definitely turn things around next season, but I feel like the whole point of this series will be defeated if we don't actually even get Champions League football in truth. We were supposed to challenge for the title, and we've fallen horribly short. So, the good news is, well, obviously the bad news is this is the end of the series. The good news is, leave a comment in the comment section below, obviously, and let me know who you think I should overtake. There are a couple of teams I'm considering. Obviously, no one in the German division just yet because we just got out of here. But if we talk about the top 5 leagues, the Spanish, German, English, Serie A, and the French league, I don't really have any sort of feel the need to play in the French league. In Serie A, I was considering AC Milan, considering how poorly they're doing this season. I feel like Inter Milan and AC Milan were both in this weird spot a couple of years ago where they were hugely underperforming, both weren't doing well. Inter Milan has suddenly taken off from there. Well, not suddenly, it's been a gradual growth, but they've started to perform consistently and meet expectations consistently, whereas AC Milan has still struggled in the lower stages or lower positions of the table. Despite all the money that's coming in and the managers and all that sort of business. So AC Milan was someone I was considering to take over in Italy. In England, I was considering to turn Liverpool into title challengers on a regular basis. I already did a team guide on them. I might follow my tactics that I created there. I might try and think of something else. But they definitely have a really good, strong squad. The defense is really just the area that needs some improvement. In the Spanish First Division, I don't think there was anyone that I necessarily felt like I was leaning towards. Barcelona and Madrid are always tough. it'd actually be interesting to take on Barcelona before seeing how they did this season. It would have been fun to take on Barcelona and try and end Madrid's domination. I mean, Madrid haven't necessarily dominated in the league or anything, but the way they were winning everything and Barcelona just seemed to lose everything, it would have been interesting to take over Barcelona. I think it still kind of is, but just because of how they're performing this season, it kind of just takes the glitter off that career save, I suppose, because Barcelona are doing really well. Madrid themselves are struggling instead. So I don't think I want to do either Barcelona or Madrid. I think Atletico Madrid would have been really fun. I always have a soft spot for Atletico Bilbao, but their weird rule of only signing players from a particular region, I'm not too much of a fan of. I think Sevilla would be a decent team too, but Atletico Madrid and Sevilla just don't have the finances as they do, as Barcelona and Madrid do. Sorry, so I don't know. I don't think Spain, for me, it's really in between AC Milan or Liverpool. If you've got any suggestions, obviously leave it in the comment section below, and we can definitely also do a lower league management. If you're interested in seeing me do two different career saves at the same time, so for example AC Milan and Liverpool at the same time, obviously it won't be daily episodes for both. It would be more like let's say Saturday, Sunday, Monday Liverpool, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday AC Milan, that kind of thing. Or we obviously can alternate days, but just let me know if you would be interested in the two series at the same time kind of thing. I was considering it because sometimes it does get kind of boring playing the same team over and over again. But either way, that's all for today. So if you did enjoy it, then please do hit the like button, and of course subscribe for more daily Football Manager 2018 content. And as always guys, thank you all very much for watching.